I'm Kate Colleran from SeamsLikeADream.com. In my first braid template video, I demonstrated how to cut braid pieces using my brand new braid template. And in this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to sew those braid pieces together into beautiful braid sections. So come on over to the sewing machine with me and I'll show you how to do it. So you can see over here, I've got all my braid pieces that I cut in the first demonstration all lined up, ready to sew. I like to lay them out like this and then bring them all over to the sewing machine so I can keep them in the order that I laid them out. We're going to start with our first two pieces, and you might wonder, where exactly do you start with this? Well, you start at the bottom and you add pieces and you keep building your braid up. So I'm going to start here at the bottom with my first two pieces. Here's piece one and here's piece two. And I'm going to lay them right sides together. Now, of course, with these beautiful batiks, there is no real right side or wrong side. But if your pieces have a right and a wrong side, lay them right sides together. And then we're just going to sew this short little tiny seam right there. So come on over to the machine. Let me grab my threads out of the way, and we're going to sew. Just like that, just past that mark. Clip my threads, get those out of the way. And then what you can do is you can just press this to this piece over here. And you can just go ahead and finger press if you like, but if you'd prefer, you can use an iron. And now I'm going to add my second piece. So I'm going to come back to my stack, grab piece number two, this gorgeous orange, and I'm going to lay it right here. I can see that my sides are going this right way, and I'm going to lay them right sides together again, lining up this edge and the top edge, and then bring it right back to my sewing machine. Building this braid is kind of a little bit like building a log cabin block. You just keep adding one piece to one side and then one piece to the other side. Now again here I can go ahead and I can finger press this seam, or I could hit it with the iron. You just want to be sure not to stretch these bias edges, which is why I actually like to use the iron, because I get a little aggressive with the finger pressing. Now I want to show you how easy it is to lay your piece the wrong way. This is a really fun technique and it's really easy to do, but every now and then you might accidentally do that. See how those two angles aren't going the same way? So you always want to make sure that you've got your pieces going the same way. Lay them right sides together, and all you have to do is line up here and here. And we're going to sew one more just to make sure you got it. I got this all lined up, and I sew. And out of the machine it comes. Clip my threads. Again, I would just press this, and then I can just keep adding my strips, one to each side. Now, if these don't line up perfectly, don't worry about that, because I'm going to show you cutting in 1 second, and this technique is so forgiving. We're just going to whack off these edges, so don't get worried about that. So let's move over here to where I've got this beautiful long braid piece all made. Isn't that beautiful? So when you go to cut your braid sections, what you always want to do is refer to your pattern. In some of the patterns, you might be cutting squares, or as in the case of the Down the Garden Path quilt, you might be cutting rectangles. Your pattern will tell you what size to cut these braid sections to. For this demonstration, I'm going to cut a little square at 6.5 inches. So what I would do is I would come over here, I would lay this down, my ruler, and I'm going to whack this off, which is why it didn't matter when we first started building it that I had this big open space. I would just trim it right here, and then because I'm doing 6.5 and my ruler's 6.5, I would go and trim it right here. And then I would turn my piece, lay my ruler back down, and trim the two sides. And I would just make sure that I've got my ruler so I'm trimming off about the same amount on either side. If I was trimming a slightly bigger square, I might need to move over here, measure over, and then trim this side. So you can see how easy that is. isn't it? And it's really fun to build. So you might be thinking, okay, well, some of my patterns tell me exactly how big to cut my braid pieces. But what if you decide you just want to get a braid template, grab your scraps, and start building your own braids without actually a pattern in mind? You can do that too. It is so much fun. And what I've got on my website is I've got this great handout. Oop, I got it upside down. I've got this great handout that you can download. Go to my website at seemslikeadream.com. Go to my tips and tutorial page, and this PDF is free. And what it tells you is it says how big your strip is and therefore how big your braid will end up. So that'll be a real help when you want to do your own thing. Thank you so much for watching my videos on my braid template. If you have any questions on how to cut your braid, remember it comes with a handout that tells you exactly how to cut the pieces and how to sew them together. But if you need a reminder, feel free to come back and watch my cutting video or this sewing video as many times as you need. That's what they're here for. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.